I'm rocking third day hair today, people, and my braid waves did not turn out the way that they usually turn out, so I'm dealing with the braid today. Hey everyone, so this is my naked face, as you've seen in one video already, but today I'm just going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me because I've just got some things on my mind that I kind of want to get off my chest and just talk about, even though they're not related to anything beauty or anything related, really. So I figured I've got to put my, well, I don't really have to put makeup on today, but I felt like just sitting down and talking might help me through some of my issues right now. So I'm just going to be doing like a regular basic makeup look for me because I'm not going anywhere and all I have to do today is clean the house. So I have already moisturized my face and put sunscreen on. I only just went out to go get the mail, but I put sunscreen on anyway. I'm not going to use a primer because I'm not going anywhere, so let's just get started. So the first thing, so even when I am or am not using primer, the first thing I'll do is I'll put just setting powder all over my face, and this is the one by Diva Cosmetics. It's in the Rose Petal shade, I guess. I don't know. So we don't do a whole lot of, my husband and I, we don't do a whole lot of selling, really. I've sold some books on like Amazon and stuff, and I think once or twice we've sold something on eBay. So my husband got a new computer, and he decided that he was going to sell some of his old parts from his laptop so he could make some extra money to help pay for the new computer that he bought. So he listed it on eBay. It was like a memory board, the logic board or whatever. So he listed that on eBay, and he had a lot of activity on it. I'm just going to use my Honeybee Gardens pressed powder foundation in Supernatural. So he had a lot of activity on it. There was a lot of people interested. I think he had it out there for like a week. Some people asked him questions about the item and all that kind of stuff. So when the bidding ended, he waited until the funds from the seller had gone through and they were verified. Since he's technically like a new seller because he sold one other thing before, I think like 3 years ago, but he doesn't have a whole lot of feedback history on his account, which I didn't think to be a problem because it never was before. So he ships, once the seller's funds are verified by PayPal and by eBay, he called to make sure that, you know, he had actually paid, the seller had actually, or the buyer had actually paid, and that they were out there, even though they still say pending. So eBay told him that yes, his funds would just sit out there for a little while because he's a new seller, so it takes a little while for the funds to just transfer to the account to be dispersed. So he ships it out, and he offered free priority shipping. So he ships it out free priority shipping on the 30th of July. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but this happened in July, end of July, beginning of August. So, he ships it on the 30th. It gets to the guy on the 1st, and within like half an hour of receiving the package, hopefully I'm in focus, I don't know. Within half an hour of receiving the package, the guy tells him that the board was dead on arrival, and that he wants an immediate refund, and he will only ship the board back if my husband sends him more money to pay for shipping, even though he didn't pay for shipping originally. So he got the thing for free shipping, but now he wants us to send him more money so that way he can ship it back, because he's refusing to do it if we don't send him money. So my husband sends a message back, even though I told him not to because I'm way better at handling situations like this than he is. So I told him to just wait until he got home because he was at work when it happened. I told him to just wait until he got home. We would call eBay, and then we would send a message out together So, but instead my husband just sends a message saying, that's fine, I'll return your item if you send the item back to me, or I'll refund your money if you send the item back to me. So the guy isn't happy with that answer and immediately sends a response like, I am not responsible for paying shipping to get it back to you. I'm going to be using Everyday Minerals Sunlight Color Corrector for under my eyes. So he refuses to ship the item back unless we send him more money, which I knew right away. I mean, I can smell scam all over this thing. It's really upsetting. So there's my husband. Hello? Okay. So my husband just called. I guess he had talked to either PayPal or eBay or something, so he's trying to find out more information. Because what this guy, where did I leave off? I don't know. So there have been messages, I don't know where I left off, but there have been messages going back and forth. I've been sort of moderating them because I'm better at handling situations like this. My husband just gets angry, but I'll deal with stuff like this because I deal with stuff like this from my actual job. So I've been sending this guy messages back and forth telling him we don't have a problem refunding the board that you claim is damaged, even though he's shown no proof or given us no reason to say that it's not working or that it's damaged other than his word, which is good for nothing. So we've told him that we will give him a full refund as long as he returns the board back and it's undamaged and there's a tracking number provided. So long as we get the exact item back in undamaged condition, he'll get his stuff back or he'll get his money back, no big deal. But he refuses to do that. He claims that we have to send him more money to pay for shipping, which is totally wrong. He doesn't want the item, so it's his expense that he needs to give it back to us because he seems to think that we can just, or that we're going to just refund the money without getting the item back. Like, who goes to a store where they bought something, like you bought something at Target or whatever, and you buy a $300 vacuum, and you go into the store saying, hey, my vacuum is broken, I want a refund, but don't actually bring the vacuum to return to them? Like, nobody in their right mind does that. Like, that is not the way that things work. So why does this guy think that that is the correct way to go about things? Just because he lives somewhere else and we can't go to him to get the item back. So I don't know, we're in the case phase where it's the sort of like work it out between yourselves, whatever thing eBay does first. Like, they have this thing where you're supposed to try resolving it yourselves, between yourselves, before eBay gets involved, which he's refusing to do pretty much because I think he's just waiting. I think it's like 3 business days of this work it out thing. So I think he's just trying to hang on to the 3 days so that way he can go back to eBay and say that we're not cooperating, that we're refusing to give him any money, just that kind of thing. So, and we're also trying to find out what's going on with PayPal because my husband actually still hasn't gotten the funds yet. They still show pending. So I'm afraid that this guy is going to go in and he's going to go to PayPal. He's going to claim that there's fraudulent activity. He's going to do a chargeback on his credit card or whatever, and PayPal is going to give him his money back and he's going to keep the item. Considering that's what I've researched on these eBay scams, I know that that's what people do. So that's what I'm afraid that is going on here. And the thing that I've read is that this happens a lot with sellers who don't have like a whole lot of feedback in their history. I mean, my husband has only sold to one other person, so has one other comment. So I know that these buyers, they prey on sellers who don't have any feedback history, knowing the rules that it's like a 21-day hold period on your funds. So like they know that if they claim that, they didn't receive their item or their item was damaged or something like that, I mean, there's not a whole lot that we can do other than wait, really. So, but I have been trying to figure out what we can do if he continues to make a fuss about this and doesn't return the item. There is a FBI website that we can report him to, and it's like the IO3 something or other. I have it saved, but we report him through that website about the activity that he's the fraudulent activity he's trying to commit on us. And then it's up to, they like forward it to local police departments or something like that, and it's up to them whether or not they like continue like, researching it, which kind of sucks because I don't know if I had, I'm going to use this Joppa Minerals blush in Tickle Me Pink. But if I had enough money, I would totally like fly out there, fly out to the address where it was sent and signed for, and I would be like, give me back. I would go with a cop. I'd like go into the police station and be like, these people stole my item. They're refusing to give it back to me. Please come with me to return to get the item back or something. I don't know. If, you know, that's just what I would like to do. But of course, the place where we shipped it was in Florida and we live in Arizona. So obviously that's not going to happen. So we're trying to figure out what we can do. You know, I've read a lot of the stuff online saying a lot of people, you know, they didn't have any resolution, like eBay sided with the buyer and there was nothing that they could do about it no matter how hard they tried. But then I've seen like a few where people have said that PayPal and eBay sided with them. So they did end up getting their money back even if they didn't get their items back. Like, I don't know. I mean, this kind of stuff happens to us all the time. Like, I'm constantly being contacted by like collection agencies, like they're trying to get money from me, even if it's not me. Like I actually just had this a few days ago where I got something in the mail saying that I owed a debt to somebody. It was like Russell Emergency Physicians or something out in Florida, another Florida thing. Apparently a lot of crime happens in Florida. So if you try to buy something or sell something to somebody in Florida, heads up, don't do it. Anyway. So I had gotten this collection letter saying that, and it was to my maiden name. Like I've been married for 7 years, but they sent it to my maiden name, which is what happens all the time. And when I used to live at my mom and my stepdad's house, I used to get these kind of things all the time. They'd call constantly. They'd always send letters like this, even though it's not me. So I called to try to find out, because usually my birthday, it's my name and then my maiden last name, and then it's actually my birthday, but the social security number is always different. It's never my social security number, which is a good thing, because if it was that, we would have a real problem. But luckily, I've never had anything happen where it's my social security number that they're using. To finish, I just use the All Natural Face Wedding Day Glow mixed with my setting powder, and then I do that all over. This happens a lot with me, and apparently my last name is common enough that it keeps happening. Or my maiden last name, not my last name now. But, so this is something that I've dealt with for a long time too, and I'm always getting like calls and emails from like, I got one today actually, from a recording saying that one of my credit cards had fraudulent activity and there was like a hold on it, and it listed which specific card and which, or not the card, but which company and which like credit card agency, you know, like Visa, MasterCard, whatever. So then I checked my card that would have been that one, and there's no weird activity on it. There's no holds on it or anything. So it was some scam recording again. And I reverse looked up that phone number that I got as well, and it's a proven scam phone number. So I don't know. We just have like the most terrible luck with like scams and people trying to scam us. I don't know. So I've had credit monitoring, credit reporting always on my credit report, so I can always find out if something's going on. If somebody's trying to steal my information, like I'll know when it happens, because I get an email every time there's new activity on my account. Like we just refinanced our loan, and they let us know like the minute that the loan agency like ran our report. I got an email saying there's new activity on your credit report. Go check it out to make sure it's, you know, authorized. So yeah, I mean, it's something that we've always dealt with, and it's frustrating. Like, if you have ever been a victim of identity theft, or you've ever had to deal with like people scamming, I mean, you know what it's like. It's incredibly frustrating, especially when there's not a whole lot you can do except send emails or make phone calls or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's so frustrating. But anyway, so there's that drama. I mean, there's no resolution to that yet, and we're still dealing with that one. So, but other than that, like I work for a financial company, and my boss actually just transferred job, so now I have a new boss, which freaks me out because my old boss was the only boss I ever worked for, like, professionally. Like, I worked for my dad and I worked, like, at a college, but I mean, that doesn't really count. But he was the first actual boss that I've had, and he's been my boss for 6 years, so it's a real big change for me to have a different boss. And I work from home, and my team actually works in a different state, so it's especially unnerving for me because it's like my boss has never actually met me. How is he going to know, like, that I am a really great worker, that I'm the most accurate and the best on the team, like, just all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm frustrated with a lot of things in my life right now, like work and personal and all that, so I just have this adrenaline issue. Like, every time something happens where it, like, causes me even, like, the tiniest bit of anxiety, like, my adrenaline, like, courses through my veins for, like, half an hour. Like, last night when I found out this thing happened with my husband, like, I was like, my adrenaline was pumping so hard, I was shaking for like an hour. I couldn't even eat dinner because I was so frustrated and my adrenaline was going so hard. Like, even this morning, like, I was emailing this guy this morning and I was just like when I was typing, I was just like that because my adrenaline just courses so fast in my veins. I've always had this problem. Like, anytime I'm in a situation where I'm, like, frustrated and mad about something, my adrenaline just, it goes crazy. Like, and it doesn't stop. And I have a high heart rate as it is. Like, my heart rate resting is like between 107 and 120. So anytime I have, like, even the tiniest bit of anxiety or my adrenaline starts to go, like, I can feel my pulse, like, it goes like 180 to 200 beats per minute. Like, I know that that's definitely not healthy, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I've always had a high pulse. I've always had really low blood pressure, so it's a combination. It's not good, but to finish, I'm just going to use this Afterglow Pure Soul Mascara. This is in Minx, which is a dark brown. This is actually not vegan. It's got beeswax in it, which is the only non-vegan ingredient. But this is, so far, I've used 4 different mascaras, and so far this is my favorite natural mascara, even with the beeswax in it. But trying to find one that is totally vegan. So I've got a couple. I've actually got 2 in my drawer right now that I'm going to be trying in the coming months. And then I'll probably be doing a video on, like, natural mascaras. And I usually only wear dark brown. I don't like black mascara, especially because I wear, when I wear it on, like, a daily basis, I prefer the black look to, I prefer the dark brown look to black. So I'm just going to, you know what? Yeah, I'll just curl my lashes real quick. And then I'm just going to toss this on. I'm not going to worry about it being, like, too perfect or anything because I'm not going anywhere, so I'm just actually going to be cleaning my house after this. So the kitchen is a disaster, the living room is a disaster, the bedroom is a disaster. Like, my whole house is just one freaking disaster. And you know what it is? It's my cats. My cats make the biggest mess. They drag everything around, like, ugh, just a pain. I love my cats, though, even though they make a huge mess. So. I was thinking about filming 2 videos after this, but I might wait till tomorrow. I don't know. I think I'm too frustrated to do anything else today, so that's my my usual everyday look. Like, if I'm not doing anything, or if I'm just going to, like, the supermarket or whatever, I just use my Honeybee Gardens pressed foundation in Supernatural. This is my favorite foundation. This is the second pan that I've gone through, and I've already, as you can see, made a huge dent in this one. And then I use my Earth Diva setting powder. This is my favorite setting powder, probably because it has the kaolin clay, which helps with controlling oils and stuff. And then this thing, the All Natural Face Glows. This one's in Wedding Days, just a sample. But I really like these. I like adding them to my setting powder because I feel like it gives my face sort of like an extra like lightness. Like it doesn't add any color or anything, but it just adds more of, you know, like a radiance or something. I don't know. Then I use my Everyday Minerals Sunlight Color Corrector just for under my eyes. I don't like to use a cream or a liquid fountain or a concealer under there so much just because it creases on me. So I really like this one. It just makes things brighter. Plus I don't have a whole lot of darkness going on under here anyway, so all I really need to do is just correct the color. And then my mascara, and that's all I use pretty much on a daily basis unless I'm doing something different or I'm trying something new. So I'll also list everything down below. I'll also list everything down below just in case you were interested. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you in my next video. So thanks for listening to me rant about things in life. If you've ever had any situations like this where you've been scammed by somebody or you've been hounded by collections agencies for no fault of your own, like I'd like to hear about it just because sometimes I like to know that there are other people out there dealing with things that I'm dealing with. You know, it makes me feel better. Like even if I can't do anything to help you or you can't do anything to help me, like just sometimes knowing that there's somebody else out there who feels your pain, like it makes you feel better. So share if you want, and I'll definitely read your comments. So, but that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.